Hey, welcome to another episode. This is the other half of the pre-fight show for today of Nate's MMA Corner, because there's two UFC cards in one day, November 19th, and this is the second one, Bader versus Nogueira. Yeah, this is crazy. You got one fight card and then right after it the next one. I was seeing the Fox Sports 1 commercials for this one. I was like, wait a second, is there one on Fight Pass? And I was like, I thought this one was the next Saturday. And I was like, no, it's both in one day because of time zones. And so if you can stay up and watch both, all the more power to you. I'll have to record and watch some of it because I just can't physically watch it all live. But nonetheless, got my picks in, and so the first one on the 19th will be Musasi versus Hall 2, and then this one is Bader versus Nogueira, and also I'll be doing this episode is a pre-fight show for this one, and it's going to be crazy. This is going to be a good card. It's pretty stacked with Brazilian talent and some talent overseas to challenge some Brazilians. So there's a pre-fight show for Bader versus Nogueira, a light heavyweight clash of ages. Let's get started. Pre-fight show, the main card. So the main event is a light heavyweight clash with Ryan Bader, Ultimate Fighter Season 8 winner, going up against Antonio Rogerio Nogueira, the twin brother of former interim heavyweight champ Antonio Nogueira, Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira, and this is going to be a good fight. But however, I think Bader can deal with the jiu-jitsu skills of Little Nog, and he'll avoid any jiu-jitsu of Nogueira and use his wrestling to keep the fight standing as well. And I think Bader, having heavy hands, gets it done here by first round knockout. I think he knows he can knock out Little Nog, and he will go for that knockout, and he will get it. So I'm picking Bader first round knockout. I think this main event's pretty quick. And if Bader loses, I think it'll be by knockout too, because Little Nog has some good solid boxing. Then in the co-main event, in the bantamweight division, we have Thomas Almeida versus Albert Morales. And Thomas Almeida is trying to get back on track after losing to Cody Garbrandt in that vicious knockout loss of his. I think Thomas Almeida gets it done, first round knockout here, because Thomas Almeida is an explosive knockout artist as well, and I think this is a good back on track fight for Thomas Almeida, and he continues up, he maintains spot, moves up the rankings. So Thomas Almeida gets it done in first round against Albert Morales. Then in the women's strawweight division, we have Claudia Gadelha versus Courtney Casey. Courtney Casey, experienced veteran in the UFC. Claudia Gadelha, though, whole another level. She's top 3 ranked in women's strawweight division, depending on what rankings to look at, really. But I think the UFC had her at number 1 last time I checked, and I would put her at number 1 or 2 in the rankings, based off who she's fought and how she's given a really tough fight for the current champ, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, not once but twice. So Claudia Gadelha gets it done here by decision, because I think Courtney Casey can hold her own in this fight, but Claudia is going to be outclassing her with takedown attempts and grappling and striking and just pushing the pace on this fight and making Courtney Casey have to constantly work to try to get better positions, which may or may not be there. So I think Claudia Gadelha gets it done by just mixing things up and gets a unanimous decision victory here. Then we have in the middleweight division, Tally's Ladies versus Christophe Jocko. Christophe Jocko, UFC veteran. Tally's Ladies, enough said. I mean, he's fought Anderson Silva. He's had main event fights against Michael Bisping in the UFC and other big fights in the UFC. And so I think Tally's Ladies gets it done here by decision. I think his jiu-jitsu is great, but he also has knockout power, as in recent times. And Tally's Ladies is a threat, not just on the ground, but now the stand-up. And so I think he gets it done. I'm picking, decision, because I think Jocko can hold his own as well in this fight. So, Tally's ladies by decision. Then in the welterweight division, we have Warley Alves versus Kamaru Usman. Now, Kamaru Usman, remember him from, I believe it was season 21, correct me if I'm mistaken, of The Ultimate Fighter, which was Black Stallions versus American Top Team. And he was a prospect out of that season to definitely keep an eye out for. However, Warley Alves was on season 3 Brazil, The Ultimate Fighter, and Chael Sonnen had high praises for him, and I think Warley Alves has for the most part lived up to those high praises. And I think Warley Alves is just so well-rounded. He gets this done by unanimous decision, outclassing Kamaru Usman. And Warley Alves, he's a prospect to look out for at welterweight. I mean, sky's the limits. He could be in the top 5 before you know it. If you're not, he's a black sheep. He's the guy that no one's really looking at right now, but he's, for people in the know, he's someone to look out for. And I think welterweight is, a good weight class for him. So I'm picking Warley Alves by unanimous decision here. Then, to kick off the main card, also in the welterweight division, we have Sergio Moraes versus Zach Otto. Sergio Moraes, definitely experienced UFC veteran. Zach Otto, he's not as experienced as Sergio Moraes. However, I got Moraes by decision. I think Zach Otto is not a bad fighter. He can hold his own. We've seen it in his previous UFC fights. However, Sergio Moraes is just on par, and then some. And he gets it done. And I'm picking, unanimous decision victory. So, we got some good fights on here. And then on the prelims, Fox Sports 1 prelims, we got Cesar Ferreira versus Jack Hermansson. And that's going to be a great fight. That fight, I went with, I went with Jack on that one, but that fight could go either way. So there's some good fights on here, and Marcos Rogério de Lima from season 3 Brazil is also on the prelims. So a lot of good fights on this card, and the Ireland card, Musasi versus Hall 2 is a stacked Fight Pass card, and this is a stacked Fox Sports 1 card. So stay tuned for my post-fight episode of this card as well. And stay tuned because, there's a lot of new Nate's MMA Corner episodes coming in the near future. So, thank you guys, like and subscribe. And until then, see ya.